Hi everyone, this is Cafeccino. I'm Ramshan Nadeem back with another tutorial. This time it is pineapple upside down cake. So start by preparing up your pan, which is simply greasing it and placing a parchment paper on top. Now it's really important to use a paper to protect your pan from sticking caramel on the base of it. Arrange it with some pineapple rings, or you can even use the broken pieces of pineapple and even the fresh one. The fresher is the best option. Fresher the better. Sprinkle it with some brown sugar and then pour some melted butter on top of that. Now you will get the recipe ingredients along with the quantity list in the description box below, so do check that out as well. And doing this step will actually save your step of making caramel aside and then pouring it on top of fruit, so the baking in the oven will do that step for us. Now into a bowl, add in some softened room temperature butter. It's really important to use it at room temperature. It should be nice and soft. Add in some granulated sugar and give it a nice whip. Whip it for around 5 to 8 minutes until it's really nice and fluffy, light and white in color, and increased in volume. Now for the butter-based cakes, or like pound cakes and tea cakes like that, we use butter to make them soft, and we use baking powder as a volume agent instead of whipping up our eggs in like we do in sponge cakes. Add in some coconut extract and 1 egg at a time. We use 3 eggs in this recipe. And now you can also use pineapple extract or vanilla extract to do the job in this cake. I use coconut because it really complements the pineapples. So it's really important to use eggs at room temperature as well, because if you will add a cold egg into your room temperature butter, of course the butter will kind of start to set and curdle. Add in some baking powder and plain flour. Just give it a quick mix. Do not overmix, or else you will activate the gluten in flour, and which will end up making a really dense and doughy kind of a cake, which we don't want. Add in some desiccated coconut. This is completely optional. You can also add fresh shredded coconut. That will be even more better. Also add in some yogurt. Now because yogurt have some acid properties in it, so that acid will react with baking powder and you will get a really fluffy cake. Also add in some milk powder, give it a fold, and you're done with the batter as well. So now just transfer this batter into your prepared cake tin. Now while pouring the batter, you will notice that the butter, which is of course it's liquid, so it will kind of start to come at the sides, at the walls of your cake pan, also at the top. So if you want to prevent that, you can refrigerate your cake tin for like 15 minutes or until you're preparing your cake batter, or this will be also even alright. It's not a problem. Just be gentle while smoothing off the top, and bake this in the preheated oven at 180°C for about an hour, or until the toothpick inserted in the middle or a skewer inserted in the middle comes out clean. Once it's done, let it cool for around 15 minutes at least, because of the caramel. It will be really bubbly and melted from the base, which will be the top in the end of our cake. Place a plate or your serving table, like a cake table, and flip it upside down. Once it's cool, it's really important, otherwise you'll burn yourself. As you can see, steam is coming out from this as well. Remove the paper and you're good to go. Serve it. It's like a really good tea cake. You can serve it with your tea, high teas, and in breakfast as well. Just make sure you store it at room temperature. You don't need to refrigerate. Never ever refrigerate your butter cakes. They get hard. You can see how soft it is. It will remain like that if you will store it outside, like not in the refrigerator. Okay, and I hope you like it. Do follow me on Facebook and Instagram. I've shared some discount codes in my Instagram highlights regarding a baking store from where I'm buying my chocolates and cocos, so you can avail the discount as well. Hope you liked the video. Eat, drink, and think. Bye guys.